And one of those organizations is the American Red Cross, and 4 local volunteers from Massachusetts are now on the ground in Maui helping out.
And joining us live on the couch to talk about their efforts is Kelly Isenor, Director of Communications for the Red Cross of Massachusetts. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me and for doing this story.
Tell us what the volunteers from Massachusetts are doing on Maui. How are they doing? What are they doing to help?
Sure. So there's a lot of different activities, and it's all based on your training. You might train up in what we would call mass care, so that's sheltering, feeding. A big portion of our volunteers are working in casework, and a lot of them are working in what we would call disaster mental health. So that's more dealing with the emotional trauma that comes with seeing your home destroyed and your entire community, in some cases, wiped out.
Wow. And so how do there's 4 people now from Massachusetts, you said, who are there helping. How do these people decide to go and deploy and help people out, and how long do they stay for?
So in this case, they're staying for 3 weeks. The decision, it's something that people, when they first decide they want to volunteer for the Red Cross, maybe they don't understand all the different areas of Red Cross service. So we try to kind of we talk about disasters, we talk about home fires, and just see what people's interests are. And once you've kind of nailed down on that interest, there is a position at the Red Cross for you. The people that go, I think, really want to be on the ground, just physically interacting with people, really knowing that what they're doing and the time that they're giving up is actually making an impact on the people that need that help at that moment.
Can you talk about the importance of the mental health of volunteers? During house fires, we see the Red Cross volunteers there. They see a lot, but the damage in Maui is so devastating. How does that mental health come into play?
It is. It's such a tight-knit community, and it's also a place that, most of us are familiar with because we know someone that's gone on vacation there. My parents went on their honeymoon to Maui. So you have that immediate personal connection, and it really is, I think journalists do the same thing. There's a moment where you're in that moment, you build that wall, that professional wall, you don't let it sink in, but then after a while you start to think about, my God, look what I just saw, and it hits home. And that's when we encourage our volunteers to also kind of seek out. There's a phrase that we say at the Red Cross all the time, that the whole thing about you have to secure your own oxygen mask before you can help someone else, and it really is true. Our volunteers are great at giving help, not always great at asking for it, so we try to encourage them to find that support. Even if it's something as simple as just having a drink with someone who went, or deployed to a similar situation. I've actually, one of the most therapeutic things I did when I came back from Hurricane Ian was to have, it's a very informal, just circle meeting with a bunch of volunteers, and we just kind of talked about what we saw, and it makes all the difference.
That's amazing, and that's such good advice. Kelly, thank you so much for everything you're doing with the Red Cross, and thank you to your volunteers who are on the ground in Maui helping.
Thank you for calling attention to this. It's a terrible situation.
Thank you.